Okay, I've never played Unnamed Space Idol before. Don't know what to expect with it. I've done idle games before on stream, and the way I do it is I play 4 idle games simultaneously, so I'm currently playing Idle Superpowers, Realm Grinder, and Idle Loops at the same time along with this one, but this is my first time booting it up. I'm probably going to turn off whatever music there is because each of the games I have doesn't have music, and I don't want them running simultaneously when they're all up at the same time here. Humanity spread amongst the stars and found no sign of other life. It seemed the galaxy was a lonely place. Anomalies appeared in the far reaches of space beyond where humanity had reached. Soon after, alien craft appeared in systems on the outskirts and lay waste to all in their path. It becomes obvious humanity will lose. Yeah, and so if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to cut forward occasionally. That's where I tab out of the game and then come back to it. So if you watch the live split timer, you'll see how much time I spent away from it. I'll be switching out whenever I feel like I run out of main progress to focus on. In 10,485 years since you were stored, you've been inserted into a bio sleeve as time has finally come to attempt to push back the enemy. Communication with you, pause time. You can change this on the settings tab. Upgrade our systems to salvage from defeated foes. Start us moving forward by clicking forward in the navigation section. Okay, so I got this like bar here that I have to keep an eye on. I do borderless full screen. Okay. It's probably all fine. I love that it's no music or sound by default. That's actually kind of amusing. Okay. In addition to upgrading your cores with salvage, we can improve some things with computation power. Click the compute tab. In addition to upgrades from some, okay. Void matter that's sometimes recoverable from enemies. Compute power can be distributed to various upgrades using the buttons to the right. Plus and minus will add or remove the amount designated. 1/2 will use half your available compute power, and max will use it all. Salvage can be used to increase performance. Okay, so plus, plus. So this is slowly going to increase these. Like I allocate compute power, and that's what causes it to level up, which actually gives me the bonuses, I guess, is the idea. Shields reduce 0. The ship will automatically engage in emergency retreat until shields are back to full and then stop. Cannot risk complete destruction prematurely. Yeah, I don't see where's the amount that's still available. It says allocated 5 and allocated 4. Like it's an odd number, right? So I can't get it in the middle anyway. Laser cannon. Oh, I see. So I'm trying to get upgrades here. I probably want a better shield. Don't see the main thing I'm accruing here. So this is accruing as I kill ships. This is an occasional drop from killing ships, I guess. Boost fire rate. Oh, but I have to like manually activate that. So these are like for attentive play, I guess, this tab. Spatial anomalies are common around the enemy. Pick them up to boost most non-combat systems. Okay, so that's like a golden cookie and cookie clicker. I see. There's a lot of things you can do to play attentively if you choose to, it seems like. It's the idea. Void matter. Okay. Oh, this is a passive increase. You get a passive increase and an activated increase, it seems like. I'm guessing I can't set those to auto trigger. Do I want to be moving forward faster? Like, what's the... that was the first thing it tutorialized, was clicking this, like, scroll bar. This being on will constantly make you attempt to advance. After retreating, you may get stuck in a spot where you never kill enemies and don't gain resources. So I want to turn that off when it's like when I go to idle with the game, I guess, when I go to click somewhere else. The idea. I don't have any other meters that I can spend any time in here, right? Okay. Where do I buy more? Is that what this is? I see. But I guess my total amount of void matter is increasing extremely slowly is the idea. Oh, I see what the problem is now. Half of whatever I had, so if I click them both back to back. Gotcha. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. The main thing governing upgrading is salvage accrual, right? Not computation. This is just increasing my stats, essentially. There's a boss. Overcome our first big obstacle. The ship had a fully intact synth setup on it. Utilize that ourselves. Click synth up top to get started. Okay. So things also create materials we can use to create modules that will improve the ship. As you synth the material, we'll become more proficient at it. Get one synth point per level to spend on upgrades below. Continue until you stop it. Create refined alloy and then click modules to see what else is needed. I think of these games, Realm Grinder probably has the best and most friendly UI. A lot of these games, I think the devs that get into making idle games have really like lofty ideas about systems, and then it's like this is like so overwhelming to try to make sense of what the hell's going on. Modules can be turned on or off at will. There's a limit to how many we can support being on at one time. When all the required materials for a module are made infinite, it will start on that tier. Okay. So we need circuitry and focuser, circuitry and booster. These are just extra multipliers, I guess, is the idea. We have to unlock more synth slots, I guess. Okay. New AI upgrade available. New recipe unlocked. I see how much I have up here. I see. So if I want to cancel this, I want to just click it and change it to a different thing that I want to make, I guess. But that requires the thing that I don't have a lot of. So I have to make a lot of these first is the idea. I see. Milestones for your cores provide more than one option. Only one can be active at a time per section. Okay. It's one like passive and one is for active play. Okay, that looks like that's correct. Definitely want the one that's for passive play. They said I need 4 circuits, 1 focuser, 4 circuits, 1 booster, but I probably want the offense thing. Destroy 100 enemies, okay. Can't afford to do that yet. Now I can make 3 of these guys, if I understood that correctly. And then the focuser costs, oh wow, 20 each. Okay. So I need a lot of those. And this will turn red when I run out of materials. But Refined Ally just uses salvage, so I'm just constantly spending some of my incoming salvage, I guess, is the idea. So I could turn that off if I wanted to accrue more salvage to spend on these upgrades, but that's probably not a good idea because you get so much from doing this in the first place. AI points are gained from achievements, backup saves, codes, and other systems. You can spend AI points here for automation or QL upgrades. Okay, so I have 100 AI points. Means I can't afford any of these yet, right? Is the idea. I guess part of the idea here is that if my ship advances too far, it gets too difficult, is what's partially what's happening here. Almost can afford this. So that's why I would want to retreat further down the scroll bar, I guess. The scroll bar concept is kind of an interesting idea. I haven't seen that in an idle game before. Do the same with shields here soon. That takes a long time to craft. This is a cute game so far. Oh, this just shows me everything. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, so I can additionally spend salvage on compute? Probably something to do when I go AFK, I guess, so that I'm, because like accrued salvage, I assume at some point I can get exponentially more salvage, but if I'm idling on another tab playing a different game, I want something that's going to be a permanent increase, like levels and damage and shield, I suppose. Okay, so should I like retreat then? It would be nice if you could automate that a little bit more and just like try to get it to scroll to the location that's you're getting kills in but not dying constantly, but maybe that's supposed to be an attentive part of play. Just keeping track of that. Okay, modules. Great. Now I need 8 and 2. I can activate 3 of these, so I guess I should make both of them, right? Because upgrading it doesn't count against my limit. I guess the idea is that there's some line here that's like more than I can handle and some line that's way too easy and I need to like constantly figure out where on the scroll bar I should be at is the idea. So why would you, what's the circumstance where you would want auto advance if regular advance seems better in some ways? 5 of this to get more comp power. Okay. So I'll have 120 AI points. Adds an optimize button that distributes compute power for maximal results. That's kind of cool. Some of these options are neat. These are all things that essentially reduce your attention on the game. Shield durability. Is clicking these like golden cookies particularly worth it? It's hard for me to tell if that's like substantially more than the ship is getting from just shooting enemy ships on its own. Make 4 circuits and 1 booster. Auto advance is better about that if you're on a prestige, I guess, is the idea. I definitely want to click on those void portal things. That seems pretty worth doing. I want to make 1 of those. Should probably baby it if possible. Thousand enemies. Emergency retreat 50 times. Okay. Right. So far, I haven't reached I should probably switch games point with this one. It seems like I'm still able to make reasonable progress. Let's do 4 of these guys. So what are the synth points? Total cost. So these all cost 5. I get synth points, I guess, just as a result of crafting other things, maybe? Max shield times 2, max shield times 3. Where is there like, this is crafting XP here every time I'm making one of these? Okay, I see. That's cool. 7.59 void. Void matter drop rate plus 1,000. Turn the audio up slightly here. The idea of a crafting level is a neat idea. I don't hate that. We need 8 circuits, 2 focusers, which is relatively expensive. I haven't gotten an achievement in a while, so maybe it's time to click out of this here soon. Maybe see if we get to this red line or if I die before reaching it. Time on the run, okay. Shield damage up, laser boost cooldown. I'm making bars. I was gonna do half and then max. Probably not going to see this before I alt tab. See if I can get this next shield level, but maybe it's not worth it. Oh wow. Reach sector 3. And I'm currently in sector 2. I see. So this was sector 1 and both of these were available in sector 1. This became available when I got to sector 2. Something new's gonna happen when I get to 3 up at the top here. Okay, I see you get substantially more void matter with that bonus. 1,000 compute levels, but that's still only 10 achievement points. Gotcha. I feel like I'm advancing very slowly up here. Is this because I just have it on regular advance? Why did it stop? I don't think I remember clicking that. Does it like auto stop if you are forced to emergency retreat or something like that? Serious resources to you. An unknown alien device was recovered almost 5,000 years ago. E-device. Shards can fit into slots and will receive a bonus in addition to the base effect depending on the slot. Will stay with us at all times. Find with other shards of the same name. So I should just leave it on regular advance, but while I'm idle, at some point it's just going to stop, and I'd have to tab back into it to get it to advance again if I get too powerful for that region. Resonance determines the power of the effect. Battle Shard 1. Okay. Now I can do... Can't afford that one yet, but I think... So each of these, it's not like I unlock this at 150. I have to choose this and it spends my AI points, right? So I only want to take one that it's actually going to be helpful for me. I might want to save for a better one than that guy. Okay. Yeah, it just makes you stop. Why does saving matter when I alt tab? I guess these drop relatively frequently, huh? Okay. I see that's filling up. Discard shard. Auto merge, does that just make it so that the shards merge without you having to... Yeah, highly recommended in all caps. That seems pretty good. Maybe I should hold out for that so that I don't accrue a bunch of shards that get deleted. That's also like 300 AI points, which is a lot of extra achievements, so the likelihood of me being able to unlock that, it seems pretty low. Now you get AI points, okay. I see. Let me do some upgrades here before I swap, because I can afford to. Have 5 synth points, damage up, shields up. Let's get the resource starter, that sounds great. Yeah, so advance does not rewind and then resume at your prior move speed. That's incorrect. It stops you when you emergency retreat. Okay. Need 2 of those, so I'll let that run. Then I'll check in my current situation and see if I should go back, start idling this. So given that I'm dying on this spot, I don't know if it makes sense to stay here to move back slightly. It probably takes a lot of playing this game to get used to whether you're like stalling somewhere or if you can just hang out there without moving. Oh, so it'll like eventually find an equilibrium point where I can stay alive, but I'm as far forward as possible. I guess it can't completely equilibrium because it won't go as far forward as possible while still slightly advancing. I guess that's so that this system is a little confusing to me, but I guess what it's doing is it's saying you can only actually make progress, like permanent progress, by playing it attentively, and you can sit and let it AFK in order to like overwhelm the current or maybe even the next stage, but it's not gonna like skip a level while you're tabbed out of it. Yeah, nowhere close. Okay. Oh shit, I don't want to keep doing that. Upgrade. Alright, last thing I'm going to wait for is for this to level up because it's pretty close, and I'll get the extra computation power and then we'll go back to idle loops. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way of thinking about designing a game like this. That it goes straight into scientific notation for like the thousands and tens of thousands. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Close. This becomes available when I get to Higher levels for damage and shield? Okay, I think I understand. Trying to pump my DPS. Let this make as many as it can, I guess. The XP on synth points is kind of slow. Probably want to get all 4 of these before taking the more expensive ones. Total cost. Module slot would be nice. Okay, now I can afford this guy. And now I can probably alt-tab out of this one. Back to idle loops. Let's go. Back with Unnamed Space Idle. Let's see what all has happened. Not a lot, it seems like. You gotta play this one pretty attentively, huh? Okay, well, let's see. So we got buy these. Okay, like these guys. Got 52 synth points, so let's decide what we want to get with that. Bonus to research. Do I have research at the moment? Synth speed would get me more points in this category. Salvage multiplier. Void power generation. I don't have any of these. Compute power. $250. Probably want more slots if I can get them. That's an active module slot, which that's actually not very helpful. Shit, I shouldn't have bought that because I don't have enough to fit them. Damn, that cost me all of it? Wow. No, I can't rewind these, can I? I misunderstood. I thought that was a synth slot. Well, that was a giant fucking waste of like 2 hours of idling this game. And I don't have a way to undo it, I don't think. And this capped out, which is horrible, sad, and depressing. Yeah, but I could have gotten something that would actually move me along faster now, so just wasted a bunch of time. Okay. Yeah, but I can only make 2 of them, right? Is there supposed to be another recipe I can find, or can I make a second copy of it or something? Or does upgrading it make it take up another slot? Levels of the crafting items. Okay. So I get a recipe for enhanced alloy if I let this run for long enough. That's kind of interesting. I like that idea. So it's a really good reward for letting it idle, I guess. This is a neat game. It's not quite like anything I've seen before. Try to upgrade this guy. Takes a long ass time to craft. I probably should just taken all the starter things. Such a bummer that I misunderstood. I guess I get a module for this if I get to level 1. Okay. Prestige. Determine the ship and loadout that we built for the next generation. It seems we can't progress any further. Prestige reset to self-destruct and let your next generation try with improved odds. Okay. Is a frigate just strictly better than a corvette, or are there different reasons to have different ones here? I don't see how this is upgrading anything. Maybe I'm just stupid. I need to like spend these to get stuff. The materials don't carry over. What all does carry over? Synth levels save, but materials don't. So I want to get as many synth levels as I can and then do it. So this one gets me some more unlocks, so we should go for that. 3 minutes to get void matter recovery efficiency. Okay, I guess it won't be a complete waste then if I've got 3 modules running, but hopefully I'm actually able to make use of all of that. Feels kind of bad misclicking. My thought was I was going to try to get another synth slot so I could be doing multiple things at once, but... So what am I supposed to do on this screen? Am I supposed to select frigate? Is frigate like supposed to be better? Can't tell if like the Gatling laser is preferable to the laser cannon. I guess they have different trees, but are they better or just different? It seems like the frigate is better because it has more options, right? Okay. Two minutes to get the module. I don't know if there's a synth slots. Confirm upgrades, yes please. Module slot is not the same thing as synth slot. Research doesn't matter. Another synth slot would have been 3,000, okay. Soft cap at 1,000 waves cleared. Where can I see my wave clear count? Like in stats and info. New module, okay. Void matter drop rate times 1.5, that's cool. That probably still isn't efficient compared to what I could have gotten, but could be worse, I guess. Try to get all the cheap stuff. 4 minutes. Max level with 1 synth running 20 hours. Goddamn. Infinite resource production just means that when you unlock that, whenever you do a prestige, you just automatically have an infinite amount of that particular resource. That's a really cool idea. When did this game come out? It's like a third, fourth generation idle game. Okay, that's cool. I think my ship is like super powerful from sitting for so long. Yeah, it's neat to see a game that's clearly thought about the genre this much. XP per craft. Every level gains a synth point. I see. So you get more synth points for... Oh, I see. I got bonus synth points. Like, how did I get to 50? That doesn't make any sense. Start with 450 on prestige. Reduce cost. Only costs 2 salvage. Basically free. I'm reading there. July 2023. Time on this is wasted if there aren't actively ships on the screen when I click on it, right? It's a thing I should probably think about more. Those are unlocked until 10,000, saying. Oh, did it get to free? But it said cost 2 and time in the top. Enhanced alloy. Recipe processor. I probably want one of those. Increase salvage gain. Void matter increase. Oh, you know it's 0 because there's not a number next to the salvage value? Is that what you're saying? Okay, click the reactor. Generate void power using the void matter that enemies sometimes drop. Permanently upgraded these using power. These are all temporary boosts, basically, that I'm buying at the expense of getting permanent progression from the compute menu. But I'm having to make the calculation, like, is the temporary boost going to get me more overall resources than the permanent upgrades of investing it on compute? Okay. I don't know how to select any of those things, like tier 2 void shard. It's this guy. How are we doing on... I want to get auto merge. Love to get auto merge before wrapping the game to help out future Marstead. Max out 2 unique void shards. Well, that's an achievo. Okay, so for each order of magnitude I spend on salvage, gives me a speed boost, so it goes from 2x to 3x. The fact that I'm still getting more salvage than I'm spending, should I keep increasing this until... I see that my salvage actually starts going down? Do the module upgrades cost me increase max void power? Trying to decide how I know when this is worth doing versus putting it in compute. It's worth doing once I have so much that compute's not worth upgrading anymore or something. Definitely seems helpful. You're talking about gain per second. Oh, a higher tier shard is better than a maxed out version of the previous tier. Okay, thank you. That wasn't clear to me. 5 seconds to get the processor recipe. Go back. Okay, so they're literally making it impossible to progress now without prestiging. But I should still spend all my materials. Is there like a faster way for me to burn through materials here? You have to reduce the time step. Maybe it's making circuits, I guess, since that uses 4 at a time. An achievement for maxing shards. Well, given that I let it sit for so long and there's so many of them, I would like to try to burn through them if possible, but... Is there anything from, like, compute that carries over? Like, what exactly carries over? Synth points? These unlocks? Modules, I assume, don't? Try to get all the cheap stuff. It'll unlock a module, which is a compute speed booster. Okay. Synth levels, void shards. You've upgraded your reactor. Which costs... This is reducing my gain rate for void matter on the right. Is that right? So I need 100 just to get anything. That's what this is saying. I guess these are like spells in Realm Grinder, right? But it's unclear to me if it's like super worth doing or not. Go ahead and grab that. Now, why did this turn green? What does that mean? I'd like to try to get this unlocked just to see how it works. It's fast enough that it's not animating it. Okay. Gotcha. And so it's the synth points and it's the levels on things I've already crafted, right? So I probably do want to craft everything just to level this up as much as I can for future cycles. Just try to use as many of my materials as I possibly can get away with. I think 5 chips at a time, but it's pretty time costly. Okay. Maybe I want to let that run on... I want to deplete these AFK, so I can't really advance any further anyway with this guy. Wait for this to get to 100, and I guess I can turn it back off. It's not clear to me when this is worth doing. I guess getting the permanent upgrades is nice, but... yeah, since it's a pretty substantial carryover. We can absolutely afford to do that, I think. One minute 30 to get the compute speed booster, which I don't know if that's worth it for my modules. Hey, thank you very much, Tech Gadget. Appreciate that. I think salvage recovery and void matter recovery is important, but I'm not super pumped about any of the other things, to be honest. Okay, now I can get these. I don't want to do that though, because I still want to have things invested in my old ones, I guess, right? Hard to figure out how I'm intended to balance that. The levels in this aren't going to carry over at all, though, right? Like, this doesn't matter in the slightest. It's just an extra multiplier that stacks with this. Okay. I guess I'll do that. I don't know what it matters. And you have to get 1,000 to get this tier. Okay. Oh, it stays unlocked in the next run? Okay, so I can immediately start investing in it at the start of the next run. That's pretty helpful. Still can't afford this. Yeah, let that build up one more time, I guess, so I can get one more upgrade. Now I'm going to be out of resources, so that's the last one I can afford to craft. I'd like to get that reduced time cost. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, so I want to let this sit, I think. Go ahead and tab out. That's interesting, though, and we're going to just kind of quickly review every other game so that I can leave some future Marstead notes and maybe make some more adjustments in each of them in the next 30 minutes. All right, so future Marstead, here's your notes. You have the ability to prestige right now. This is the ship you're going to want to use. You'll want to click this prestige reset button, but before you do that, you want to try to process all of your materials here, because the things you carry over all of your synth levels, which are really substantial whenever you start over. So you want to finish making all of these circuits using up all of the refined alloy materials. I think you carry over some of this stuff too, which would be good. Salvage amount multiplier. Let's see. These are all 10. That one's 5, so we should take that. Synth speed would be nice. Should have done that sooner. Yeah, so before you prestige, maybe because this is going to take a while and you want to actually be playing this game on stream, I would recommend booting this game up in the morning when you're getting your stream setup going. Just let it run idle in the background until it processes everything and then turn the game off. You can report how long that, I guess it'll say in this run section how long that practically took you to do. Because once everything gets turned into circuitry, you're probably going to want to turn all of the circuitry into processors. See what ends up happening when automation chip happens. You just want to build all of these up as much as you can, because that's the main thing that's going to carry over. I guess also we can go ahead and do this, and I can turn this off. Oh, synth progresses offline? Really? And all the upgrades on this screen are permanent. Okay. Don't forget you can combine these. The main thing you want to do here next episode, because you're not going to have time to do it. You might not even get it next episode, but it would be really powerful if you can pick up auto merge. Don't buy anything except for auto merge, because auto merge is going to make this screen substantially more tolerable. What does this do? Synth speed, shard drop rate, void matter drop rate. You want these to auto combine so that your inventory doesn't clog up like this, wasting space. It'll go up to a day of offline processing. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, go ahead and make these. Try to get as much of it done as you can. This is going to carry over to the fact that you've already unlocked this, so next prestige you'll be able to start by putting points into this right away. That'll be cool. Probably don't want to put too much into this one, because it doesn't advance anything anymore, and this one advances the next tier, so you might even be able to just start by putting everything in here, so you can unlock damage ×2, shield ×2. You can spend salvage over here. You can also spend extra salvage here if you've got a ton of it. May as well do that, since a lot of the things you're crafting now, like this, is completely free to craft. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. This is going to get cheaper and cheaper. I think this becomes nearly free to craft. Not quite. It'll cost you 1, but letting it sit offline, it might. This one might be done when you log in. You might just have to tell it to make these processors for the rest of it. Yeah, maybe see if you can buy this guy. Maybe see if you can buy some upgrades to these before you close it out. It's going to be weird. It feels like you want to try to burn through all of your synth that you possibly can before prestiging, but I think at some point there's just going to still be stuff available to synth, and it probably just makes more sense to go ahead and prestige. But try not to have too much crap. If it's stuff that's trivial for you to process, like this guy or this guy, then sit on it. But otherwise, go ahead and get your prestige in for next time.